Welcome to 10 Dreams. I'm Lady Lex UK, and this week we're going to be looking at retro arcade games. In no particular order, here are 10 retro arcade games that you might like to check out. First up, we have Ultimate 6-in-1 Retro Game Multi-Car by Surrounded. Now, I thought that this was released as part of the One Button Game Jam, but it appears to be a few weeks after that, so it wasn't part of that particular game jam, but it does feature one button, and it's a really innovative idea. So you have these retro games, and they are as basic as you could possibly get. You press one button and it does one thing, and you think, well, this can't be very entertaining. I've just got to make this car stay on the road. How boring. And then you get a second game, and it's Mr. Balloon. These are random, so every time you play them you might get the car and then the balloon, or you might get the balloon and then something else. It's they're randomly done, and it's interesting. Some are more difficult than others to manipulate, but you press one button, so while you're pressing the button for the car, you're also trying to press the button for the balloon, and then you've also got to press the button to make this character leap up and down. So it gets more and more complicated the more games are added, because it's like, what screen do you look at? And if you're looking at the wrong screen at the wrong time, you could very easily lose a life. And you have 3 lives on each of the games. And if you pick the wrong one, so there I was looking at maybe the pill and I didn't notice the car, so I've lost a life, and then I was looking at the car and I wasn't looking at... So it's it's absolutely horrendously complicated, because you're trying to multitask and play lots of retro games at the same time. It's an amazing idea. It's incredibly difficult to play. Some people are better at it than others, obviously. I'm not particularly great, but at least I did manage to survive long enough to get 6 games up, and it's really worth a try, so have a go at this. This is Ultimate 6-in-1 Retro Game Multi-Car by Surrounded. Next up we have a Twin Brothers production. Now the Twin Brothers are the Lost One NL and Godsmack NL. I believe the NL stands for the Netherlands. And they've been making games since early access. And this one is from the 1st of August 2019. Their latest game is called Symphony, if you'd like to check that one out. But this game, it's a very recognisable game style. It's based on Frogger, or the more modern version of Frogger, which is Crossy Road. So basically what you've got to do is make your way across this busy road and not get hit by cars. And we're not a chicken, we're not a frog, we are a little boy by the look of it. And you've got to not get run over by cars. That's basically the game. And as you can see, I'm absolutely horrendously bad at it. So You have some safe spaces with the white lines in the road, so you can pause and wait, so that you don't have to rush across all in one go. But don't pause. It's probably a bad idea to stop in the middle of the road. You are likely to get run over. I'm sure a lot of you have played games like this before. This one is done really well. They haven't used the pixelation effects in Dreams to make this. This has all been done using drawings and text gadgets and things like that. However, as you can see at the beginning there, sometimes the hit detection is a little bit off, but then that's realistic to the sort of games that they're trying to emulate here. I mean, Frogger used to drive everybody absolutely nuts because you'd be absolutely sure that you were nowhere near that car, and it's still registered a hit, so it's accurate. Anyway, check this one out. This is Pixel Road by Godsmack NL, available in the Dreamverse. Our third game is Retro FPS Demo by Kluthausen 2000. This was made back in March 2020, and the creator is looking for some help to make Retro FPS 2. So if you like the look of this game and you would like to help him out, he wants some ideas and maybe some props and things to put in his game. This hasn't been made using pixel art like the others that we've seen so far. This is using the Dreams effects setting to make things look a little bit pixely, to give it a retro feel. It works really well for this game. It'd be interesting if he goes with the same effects for his new game. There's been a few games that have used these visual effects to make pixel games, but more recently we've had a lot of pixel games that actually have used designed graphics that are pixels. So it'd be interesting to see which take he goes with. It's a really great little adventure, actually. I haven't completed it because I keep getting killed. You've got just your health points there, and that's it. Once you're dead, you start from the very beginning again. So if you die, that's you back at the beginning, and you've got to start again. But it's really good, and it's a very popular game. It's got 11,782 thumbs up at the moment. So one of the popular games from 2020. Launched it just at the right time to get lots of lovely likes. So there we are, an FPS retro style game where you have to open doors and shoot the block enemies. Pretty good. Check this one out. That's Retro FPS Demo by Kluthausen 2000. Here we have our first Game Jam entry. This was entered into the Pixels Community Jam. It got a top 10 place. It's called Infinite Space Shooter by La Tortue Chauve. There are 5 different waves, and after that it just rotates and becomes an endless wave of spaceships. You collect the coins, and it moves on a rail from left to right in a 2D style. And very similar to R-Type, and it's very nicely done. It was released on the 1st of November 2020. It's got 2,000 thumbs up at the moment, and it's well worth play. It's not particularly taxing, so it's not like some of these space shooters where you feel like you got nowhere to go and there's too many bullets flying everywhere. This one's a little bit more casual than that. It allows you to play for as long as you like. So if you like just to play a little bit of casual retro gaming, then maybe try Infinite Space Shooter by La Tortue Chauve. Now we come to Retro Robo 3000 Whip. This is a demo, really. It's an incomplete game, and it has lots and lots of potential. It is beautifully made. It's got lovely design for all the blocks and everything. The robot that you play is got transforming properties, so it can turn into different shaped things and have weapons coming out of it. And it's wonderfully done. It's got this lovely pixel style. But it's clearly not finished. I mean, one of the main things that I think would be nice is if they put the respawn in, because at the moment if you die, it says game over and that's it, and then it shuts the game down. So it needs things like a starter menu and the option to respawn and that sort of thing, so it would make it look more professional. I don't know how long the game is. I keep dying, so I haven't got very far with it. But I think it's definitely got potential. It was first launched on the 30th of December. The last update was done in February. So I don't know whether Super Ice is still working on this one or he's abandoned the project. There's a lot of abandoned projects in Dreams. But if you like this, I suggest that you comment the user, try and encourage him to complete the game, because I think it's got huge potential. It's only got 233 thumbs up right now. Things that are whips, demos, tests, that sort of thing, don't attract that many players. So be wary if you're making a game. Possibly don't release your tests, because it's likely that people won't come back for the actual game when you complete it. So be wary of that. So there we go. That was Retro Robo 3000 Whip by Super Ice 3000. Here we have the Helicopter Game by Spiteful Walrus. This is a sort of fan remake of a Flappy Bird type game. So you have one button to press and you can make your helicopter go up or down and try to avoid the scenery. It's very, very basic, but it's a lot of fun to play. And if you like playing the sort of flash games that you used to be able to get on your mobile phone, and Flappy Bird in particular, then you might like this. It was entered into the Arcade Game Jam. It got a top 25%. It's got 1,500 thumbs up right now. It's a very simple little game, but sometimes that's all you want to play. Just spend some mindless time just playing something very, very simple, but quite addictive. So here is the Helicopter Game by Spiteful Walrus. Right, we have another entry here from the Arcade Community Jam, which was done in August 2019. This is Pixel Wars by Sir Mosh. This game is clearly inspired by Space Invaders, though no, it's not exactly the same. You haven't got the houses at the bottom and you can move around. So it's a sort of combination of Space Invaders and other games of the era. If those of you remember the 80s. If you don't, try this game out. It's it's very retro. It's a lot of fun to play. It's nice casual gaming. You can get quite a long way. There is a scoreboard, so you could try and aim to beat Yukin Connect and get over 174,000 points. But it's lovely and traditional. Uses lots of cubes to make everything, so it is using pixels, if you like, to make the game. I'm always very impressed when people make these pixel and sprite style games in Dreams, because it's not totally obvious how it's done, and I'm really inspired by the people that take the time to learn some logic, because it is a very logic based style of game for Dreams, and make it look good and workable. So this one's a popular one. It's got 6,511 thumbs up right now. So here's your chance to have a go at it. So that's Pixel Wars by Sir Mosh. Here we have Cyber Trigger by Paulo Lameiras. Now here is a creator that specialises in this 8-bit style. This game is a 2D platformer, shooter, adventure. It's got it all going on. It's got a story behind it. He's put in the tags that it's Metroidvania. I haven't played that game, so I don't know how close it is to that. But it's a very popular game, 11,000 thumbs up. Paulo Lameiras is currently working on a game called Solar Blast. He's got a demo up at the moment, which is a space shooter. And that's already got an MM pick, and it's doing really well. So you might want to check out his more recent creations. But I think this is, if you like 8-bit, like retro arcade, this is a creator to follow, because he's constantly making different styles of retro games for you to try. I've picked Cyber Trigger as the one game that he's made to put into this collection, but there are lots of others, so please check out his profile. Now, I haven't got very far with this. I'm very, very bad at it, and I keep getting killed, so I haven't seen all of the wonderful environments that are available in here. And I have seen people who have done clips of this game, and they are amazing. There is at least half an hour's worth of gameplay here. There are people that have managed to finish the game in about 7 minutes, but I think these people that are racing through it at a rate of knots, I've no idea how they've managed to do that. But imagine that the game is a decent length, so you can enjoy that. So this is Cyber Trigger by Paulo Ramirez. Right, so we have another entry in the Arcade Community Jam. This was a very popular jam for creating retro gaming, and this one's called Vatagoon V2. I think that's how you pronounce it, by Girl from Croydon. Now, Girl from Croydon, he's a creator that has made quite a few retro style games, but we're not talking 80s retro, we're sort of talking 90s retro, early 90s retro. And this is a space shooter with a boss level at the end. It's not a particularly long game, but it's an awful lot of fun while you get there. So 10-15 minutes maybe maximum of playtime here, and it's excellent. It's really nicely done. It's an pick. It got a top 10 place for the game jam, so I can assume it was made within the 2 weeks of the jam, so that explains why it's so short. Again, this is one of these creators that if you possibly wanted more of this game, let them know. Maybe they'll be interested in expanding it and making a much fuller, longer game, expanding it from the game jam version. You never know, we might get lucky. But this is a really nice game. I recommend if you haven't managed to get to the boss level, please persevere until you get to the boss level, because the dragon is fantastic. Sorry, I just spoiled it for people. Right, there we go. So that was Vatagoon V2 by Girl from Croydon. A completely different change of pace here with this last entry here. It's Carve Share by Elizabeth Vitae, and it was part of the Halloween game jam, got a 25% place, and it's really charming. You've got the ability to carve your own pumpkin, but it's all done in pixels, so it looks like something that might have been made in the late 80s, and it's so much fun. You can change the backgrounds and all the colours and everything, and then you can take a picture and you can join all the other photographs that people have done with their pixel art. It's really, really charming. I love this. It's something a little bit different, but still quite clearly retro. It's not retro arcade, but I wanted to include it to show that you don't have to be all shooty and fire and explosions if you want to make a retro game, because there are lots of retro things that you could actually tackle in Dreams. So there we go. Just our final one, Carve and Share by Elizabeth Vitae. Thank you for watching my pilot episode of 10 Dreams. If you liked it, then please leave a comment, and a like and subscribe would be really nice. I will be running a poll on all of the pilot episodes that I've been doing, and there's a few more to go yet, and then I'll be running a poll to see which ones you like the best, and then I can concentrate on making the series that you actually like. So if you've got any suggestions for future 10s, then let me know in the comments. Catch you in your dreams.